joining me for today's video. Guys, I apologize for this weird lighting. Like, I've got my ring light here, my string lights here, and I don't have the room light on because I'm in my loft, and the loft light shines into one of my twins' room, and he just recently woke up, and my husband is tending to him, so I know that when he opens the door, the light will shine in. So I just turned it off, and we're dealing with this lighting. I hope that's okay, but today's video is our third book haul of 2023. It's so crazy that I never did book hauls before, but I am enjoying the heck out of them, and I love books, and I buy a lot of books, but I've been on like a massive buying spree lately because I've been finding such great deals at different places, and in addition, I am like having anxiety that I might not find this great of deals in the UK, so I'm like picking up everything that I can right now, so don't judge me, but I am going to keep buying books until my husband puts me on a book buying ban. And I will share them with you as long as you'd like. I'm happy to do these hauls, and let me know if you're enjoying them. Let me know what kind of books you guys like to read. I would love that. Okay, so today's haul is all from Goodwill except for a trilogy that I picked up on Amazon. I don't buy a lot of books from Amazon. Normally the deals aren't as good, but I did buy this trilogy for 13 bucks. I used one of those Rockin' Rewards cards that you get when you like play games or I don't know, buy groceries or something. Anyway, I had it from something, and so I got some money off of it, so I think I only spent like $1.32 or something on this trilogy, but it was a really great deal, and I couldn't pass it up. I've already read this one, but I didn't own the books, and it's the Shadow and Bone trilogy, the Shivers, by Lee Bardugo. I feel like I talked about her in my last book haul. Oh, when I was talking about the Children of Blood and Bone. Yeah, because it's similar to this trilogy. I actually really enjoyed this trilogy far more than the TV show. I'm not a big fan of the Netflix series, if I'm honest. I don't know why. I just don't. I don't particularly love the main character in it. Like, I don't know. They changed it up a little bit. Obviously, my favorite character is Cas Brecker, but he's not even in this series. So I thought it was kind of funny that they put this together with her other series, which is so good, and I like that one so much better. But for the life of me, I can't think of what it's called. I think there's one called King of Scars, and I haven't gotten to read that one yet. Anyway, if you read that one, let me know. I'm looking forward to reading that second trilogy, but I thought this was such a good deal. Anyway, I feel like I don't need to explain this one too much. I haven't even opened it. I probably won't. Yeah, if you haven't checked it out on Netflix, you should. If you don't have Netflix, then read the books. The books are better anyway. Have you guys read this? Let me know what you thought. It's fantasy. I don't know how many fantasy lovers we have out there, honestly. I'm not even sure. The second book that I have, the rest of them are all from Goodwill. And if you didn't know, Goodwill sells all their paperback books Goodwills stock a lot of their books, and then others like don't even have a book section hardly at all. I check out a lot of Goodwills just for books, but some of them like to sell their books online. So, whatever. So, the next one is Emily Henry, When the Sky Fell on Splendor. Let me say this. I was excited because I do like Emily Henry, and I had to chuckle because I am not a contemporary romance fan. Like, I read mostly historical romance, if not all. And I was watching Haley Jean's like top favorite romance books, and her number one was Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and now I'm fiending to buy it and read it, because I'm like, if it's your favorite, bro, like, I should probably read it. I love me a romance novel, but I haven't found one that's contemporary that I'm like in love with yet, so I'm looking for it. And I'm gonna find this book and read it because, yeah, I like Emily Henry, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Anyway, this one says, Arthur, I whispered. He ignored me, reaching slowly as if in a trance. His fingers spread. The blue-tinted light diffused between them. Art, I hissed, lunging to grab his shoulder. Don't. He thrust his hand toward the cloudy light as I latched onto him. The last thing I felt was the worn, thin cotton of his t-shirt. The last thing I heard was an earth-shattering crack, like the world splitting open, like my eardrums bursting, my sense of balance and direction coming apart like a piece of fabric being unwound in every direction. Everything, every sound, smell, taste, and sight was lost in a blinding white, and then I was lost in it too. It just reads so well, doesn't it? Make you like wanna open it and start reading now. Yes, it does. I do that a lot where I'm like, I'll read the back, and I'm like, yep, I need to read this, like ASAP. And I have so many that I need to do that with. Goodness me. Okay, let me keep going. Our next one is Lone Survivor. This was actually made into a movie, and I think, what's his name? Mark Wahlberg was in it. I'm almost positive. The eyewitness account of Operation Red Wing and the Lost Heroes of SEAL Team 10 by Marcus Luttrell with Patrick Robinson. Great movie. This was a book that my husband picked up, so this wasn't actually my buy, but it'll go on my shelves, so yeah. If you haven't seen this movie, you should. It's a true story. So crazy. Finally, we were on the way into our real landing zone. The final call came. Red Wing is a go. The landing controller was calling the shots. 10 minutes out. 10 minutes out. 1 minute. 30 seconds. Let's go. The rope snaked from the rear of the aircraft to the ground, positioned expertly so our guns could not get caught as we left. Right now, no one spoke. Loaded with our weapons and gear, we lined up. Danny went first, out into the dark. I followed him. Then Mikey, then Axe. Each one of us grabbed the rope and slid down fast, wearing gloves to avoid the burn. It was a drop of about 20 feet, and there was a stiff, biting wind. We hit the deck and spread, moving 20 yards away from one another. We heard the howl of the helicopter's engines and grease as it lifted off, and then it clattered away into the darkness, gaining speed and height rapidly as it left this godforsaken escarpment. We froze into the land was way up there, somewhere monitoring us. I passed my message succinctly. Sniper 2-1, this is Glimmer 3, preparing to move. Roger that. It was the last time I spoke to them. Man, it was so intense, and I can't ever imagine being military out there and doing what they do. Just amazing. Amazing people. Okay, this, Captain Corelli's Mandolin. I did say that right. This was 100 books to read before you die list by. I bought this because of my list. Did I tell you guys about this list? I think so. I found this list on Pinterest. 100 books to read before you die that have now turned into like 800 books to read before you die. So I'm never going to die because I am never going to get through all my books, but I am going to try. So this one is let's see if I can find something where it's not all the reviews and it's like the actual book. I have no idea what this is about, but y'all, the print is really little and that scares me. It's the story of a timeless place that one day wakes up to find itself in the jaws of history. The place is the Greek island of, I'm gonna slaughter this, Cephalonia, where gods once dabbled in the affairs of men, and the local saint periodically rises from his sarcophagus to cure the mad. Then the tide of World War II rolls onto the island shores in the form of the conquering Italian army. Caught in the occupation are Pelagia, I'm saying that wrong guaranteed, a willful, beautiful young woman and the two suitors vying for her love. Mandris, a gentle fisherman turned ruthless gorilla, and the charming Mandolin playing Captain Corelli, a reluctant officer of the Italian garrison on the island, rich with loyalties and betrayals and set against a landscape where the factual blends seamlessly with the fantastic. Corelli Mandolin is a passionate novel as rich in ideas as it is genuinely moving. I wish that I could be more excited about this, but I don't know why I'm not. I'm just I'm doing it because of the list. If you read it and you loved it and it was good, please let me know so I can get more excited about it. Yeah. Next we've got Shiver. This one I'm actually pretty excited about. It says the cold Grace has spent years watching the wolves in the woods behind her house. One yellow-eyed wolf, her wolf, watches back. He feels deeply familiar to her, but she doesn't know why. The heat. Sam has lived 2 lives. As a wolf, he keeps the silent company of the girl he loves. And then, for a short time each year, he is human, never daring to talk to Grace. Until now. The Shiver. For Grace and Sam, love has always been kept at distance. For once it's spoken, it cannot be denied. Sam must fight to stay human, and Grace must fight to keep him. Even if it means taking on the scars of the past, the fragility of the present, and the impossibility of the future. This is actually a duo, I think, or maybe there's more than that. It's a full series, I don't know. It just says the second book is called Linger. And this one is called Shiver. I thought it sounded kind of good. And I think it's probably another teen read because the words are a bit big, but I'm about that life. Okay. Then we've got Carve the Mark. This one is from Veronica Roth. I know you guys know this author. Ring any bells? Divergent. That's right, Divergent. And it's such a pretty cover, isn't it? says, you assume I'm brutal because that's what you've heard. I said, well, what about what I've heard about you? Are you thin-skinned, a coward, a fool? You're a Novak, he said stubbornly, holding his arms. Brutality is in your blood. I didn't choose the blood that runs in my veins, I replied, any more than you chose your fate. You and I, we've become what we were made to become. Guard the mark. So yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for this one. I like standalones. They're not, it just seems like I collect a lot of series and I don't read a ton of standalones, so I'm excited to try this one. Then we've got Wide Acre, a novel by Philippa Gregory. This was her very first novel that she ever wrote, and she wrote The Other Boleyn Sister, that whole series. She also did, I'm blanking, there's a bunch of like Queen ones, like the genre is pretty similar. Anyway, this bad boy is thick, and it's her first ever novel. I'm so curious. This is a story of violent loves and unsettling passions. It will never let you rest easy for a page as you wait for the climax that must come for the people in the land. I'm curious. I feel like that doesn't tell you much, and there's nothing on the inner sleeve, so sorry guys. I picked it up based on the author, so if you want to know more, hey Google. Hey Google. My friend Google. I thought this cover was banging. All the light we cannot see. It's also a winner of the Pulitzer Prize, which means literally nothing to me, because most of the Pulitzer Prize winning books, in my experience, are fairly boring to me. It goes back to the fact that I don't like super popular reads. I have the unpopular opinion, so Marie Lauer lives with her father in Paris near the Museum of Natural History, where he works as the master of its thousands of locks. When she is 6, she goes blind and her father builds a perfect miniature of their neighborhood so she can memorize it by touch and navigate her way home. When she's 12, the Nazis occupy Paris, and father and daughter flee to the walled citadel of Saint Malo, where Marie, reclusive great-uncle, lives in a tall house by the sea. With them, they carry what might be the museum's most valuable and dangerous jewel. It goes on. Smoking Bone, Mindy Taylor. I still don't have it. This is the second one in that trilogy. And this one is Days of Blood and Starlight. That's the sequel. And then there's a third one, Daughters of Gods and Monsters. Anyway, once upon a time, an angel and a devil fell in love and dared to imagine a world free of bloodshed and war. This is not that world. In this stunning sequel to the highly acclaimed Daughters of Smoke and Bone, Karu must decide how far she'll go to avenge her people, filled with secrets and impossible choices. Days of Blood and Starlight find Karu and Akiva, an opposing sides, as an old age war stirs back to life. It sounds pretty good. Again, I love me a good fantasy, and it's got a pretty cover. Mindy Taylor. Anyway, let's see. I've got my historical romance ones. I'll just run through these real quick because I'm guessing you guys won't be interested in these too much. I've got Gail Galen, which I love her. I have a few of hers. The groom that wore plaid. She's so much fun. Maggie McCallum's dreams about her new fiancé aren't the romantic sort. It's not just that she was bartered to Owen Duff like a piece of property to end a clan feud. She's also haunted by premonitions of his death on their upcoming wedding day. Yet the exasperating Highlander won't let her call it off, even though his life and his clan are both in jeopardy. Yeah, it's funny because I've always loved historical romance because I've always thought it was less vulgar than most contemporary romance. I like the concept of courting, of the fact that they, like, I don't know, it just didn't seem like such a, like, nowadays, for, like, girls to find love or men to find love that want to find it, it seems like they have to go through, wow, a whole slew of bad eggs to get where they find, like, that good one, right? And my heart goes out to those folks, and I know it's difficult in the dating world, but yeah, historical romance always gave me hope that there was still, like, good men out there, and yeah, I got me one. I'm such a dork, but yeah, and I think I've said that 3 times now, but yeah, and yeah, I hate that they, like, make the covers so, like, intense. Contemporary romance doesn't do that, and I wish historical didn't, but it's whatever. To marry a Scottish laird, Lindsay Sands. Y'all, Lindsay Sands is funny, so, like, a lot of her characters are a good read. They just crack me up. Says Highlander, Campbell Sinclair is no stranger to battle, so when he sees a lad attacked by bandits, he jumps into the fray. He didn't count on being stabbed. Grateful to the boy for nursing him back to health, Cam offers to accompany Joe safely to his destination. But when he accidentally comes across the lad bathing in the river, Cam discovers that Joe is actually Joan, with the most sinful of curves. Yeah. Joan promised her mother that she would deliver a scroll to the clan McKay, but traveling alone is dangerous even disguised as a boy. When a Scottish warrior lends his aid, she is more than relieved, until he surprises her with a lingering kiss and caress that proves her disguise hasn't fooled him. Whew. Watch out now. Anyway, I'm a sucker for a historical romance. Alright. I picked this up because I collect a lot of I'm curious. The exhaled. No, it's an S. That's not a T, just so y'all know. She exhaled, finally, onto Florence to begin the search for the keepers and secure the gate. Before the Silverbloods found it, they were back on track. Alright, Jack asked, guiding the ship with expert ease through the stormy waves. He reached for her hand and squeezed it tightly. She held it against her cheek. Sorry, my stomach. Loving the feel of his rough calluses against her skin. They had done it. They were together, safe, free. And then she froze. Jack, behind us. I don't even know how to say that name. Schuler stared at the horizon, where three dark shapes had disappeared. Schuler stared at the horizon where three dark shapes had appeared. Their forms grew larger and larger as the crafts grew closer. Escape was going to be harder than they thought. Oh, is it vampires? I don't even know. I'm very confused. I think it is. I think it's a vampire thing. Yep, as the young vampires struggle. I haven't read a vampire novel since Twilight, so. Or maybe, I do own a book. No, that's Walking Dead. That's zombies. That's not vampire. Y'all, it's been forever since I read a vampire book. This is the one I was most excited about that I found at Goodwill for $1.99. Sarah J. Maas, y'all, like the queen of fantasy at the minute. Her books are always hard to find, and even harder to find at a discounted rate. I'll just say that. If you look online right now, this book, like, I think the cheapest you can find it is $14, which is not too bad considering I think it standardly goes for like $23, but yeah, I was really excited. This is the sequel though to Crescent City, which I have not read yet and I do not own, but since it was like a duology, I was like, I'll just get Crescent City and on one of the discount sites if I can find it. Sometimes her books are super hard to find on discount. They're really popular. Her ACOTAR series is super popular. A Court of Thorns and Roses, just in case that didn't make any sense when I used the acronym. And then, what's her other one? That's super popular, and I actually own one of those. I'm blanking, but anyway. Praise for House of Earth and Blood. And then House of Sky and Breath, a Crescent City novel. Earth and Blood. I'm very confused. This is House of Sky and Breath. Look how pretty that is. Da, 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 da. To keep from giving away spoilers, I'm not gonna read this one, just in case you haven't read Crescent City, like me, because it tells about stuff that happened in the first book in the description of this book. So, if you haven't read Crescent City yet, you're welcome. I didn't spoil it for you. And if you had and wanted to know what this one was about, then sorry I didn't spoil it. And that is the conclusion of our Goodwill book haul. Did any of these books look appealing to you? Oh, you know what? Tell me which one looked the best to you and which one looked the worst. And then tell me what, let me know what genre you like best. I do have one more book haul that I need to film, and it's from Ollie's discount store. I don't know if any of y'all have an Ollie's in your area, but wow, the deal I got there. I'm so excited to tell you guys about it. such a great deal. So I'm super excited to show you those. That'll be coming soon. Anyway, if you've made it through, make sure to leave a comment down below, even if it's just a few emojis or something. Alright guys, I appreciate you for coming to hang out with me. You are the absolute best, I swear. And I hope to see you in my next